we get to the break at 9:20, you guys who are watching are going to get a 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes of the new podcasts, like a little sneak preview, a extended trailer, if you will. So, yeah, stay around at the break time for that. So, without any further to do, let's roll.
Let's see, keep it together, and if I put that one there, and let's see, yeah, that will be perfect. Yeah. Hello everyone. My name is Peter. I'm the GM for this weekly actual play podcast, The Experiment. When we first started, I had just read The Driver, a quick play scenario by Robin Liljenberg. I asked Curtis if he wanted to do a one-shot or something, and he said yes. But before we even started recording, it grew. The first couple of sessions, his character Dan Smith was created as we play. And the first episode is mostly improv, all the way. And from there I have started to write the story. Then we invited Minta Krikomi to join in as the character Wiki, a friend of Dan. And now I'm sitting here writing episode 4 and 5 already. There will be a few special guest stars in some future episodes as well. 2 have already accepted their roles, and a few more is thinking about it. The whole idea about the story is that... Oh, what the fuck? Oh, shit. Fuck. Sorry, I gotta take care of something. The swap dealer needs some more happy use. We'll talk to you later. Enjoy the show. Bye.
I mean, how are you going to comment on the fact that I've lost all of my gems if you don't have...
Oh.
You've lost all of your gems? I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I got cat hair in my mouth.
Ew.
That's what you get.
I don't want to know.
You found the
My
headband.
shower is full of cat hair.
Wait, Krista, when did you get the headband? It just appeared.
I know, I found it. And I got a little snazzy jacket. I did a whole wardrobe change.
Come on, Clutch.
When I looked away.
Ben knows how to be in costume when the curtain goes up. So look, Clutch on stage. Oh, look, hey, you're in costume. That looks cool.
That would be me. That would be the best show ever.
That's exactly what you would do. Welcome, everyone, to TTRP Theater and our Friday night presentation, The Long, Strange Trip. This, in spite of what you've seen here, is a horror story. They are a horror story, those who are with me tonight to help inject some life into this story. These wonderful players, and we are playing KULT, Divinity Lost. If you haven't been watching, don't leave. Here's a quick catch-up on the story so far. I just like saying catch-up. As soon as I kick Roll20 real quick, as soon as I want it to play music, it says no. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Our story started in 1972 with Liam and Monet O'Malley, two criminals who were on the run from multiple pursuers and pasts. We picked up their story in Las Vegas. There they met Clutch, who they hire as their driver, and she eventually becomes their friend, in a sense. They also meet Henry D. Green, an attorney, and his friend, oddly enough, a young artist named Ben. Henry is told that this group of people needs to take a couple suitcases full of some new type of PCP created apparently by the Stillwater Collective from Las Vegas to Los Angeles. Henry gathers the group and they put a plan in motion. Rupert Stillwater, founder of the Stillwater Collective, hires Henry as his legal consultant, and he stays in Vegas. He also hires a Vietnam vet and dream wanderer named Morgan to accompany them on their trip sort of at the last minute. Aside from events linked to each of these characters' past, this is when things really start to get weird. When the group begins their trip from Vegas to LA, their timeline splits. In one version, they drive without issue to Los Angeles, make their delivery. They all have a great time, choose to stay in LA, and they each have a very successful future for 30 years. They each have had glimpses into the other side of the illusion that imprisons and protects them, and they have each seen some of its horrors through splits and cracks. In the broken version of reality, they are detoured by a massive half-mile wide crater that destroyed half a small town and forces them to drive to Good Springs, Nevada, where they run out of gas and are forced to survive the night. Horrors set upon them in Good Springs, and they are alerted to the divine interference in 2002, 30 years in the future. Now, their lives are being twisted as if someone or something has broken a piece from their reality and somehow is attempting to alter it. Tonight we look at two parts of the story. The first part is a shard of that broken piece. In the broken timeline, Ben has been lured through a one-way portal into Red Light, a highly populated area of Metropolis in the KULT mythos, and a center for vice, desires, wants, needs, and more. He's forced with the choice of trying to make life there, where art and drugs are as common as bread and water are to us. The second part of the story is about the original timeline and what begins to happen in 2002 as the shattering of their pasts begins. Morgan, who keeps slipping in and out of the now, while Clutch experiences confusion visions of her past that threaten to awaken the madness that sleeps within her. Liam, now a very powerful man on a global scale, has been warned by Henry that something, anything, is going to happen, and within mere hours, his mansion is swarmed and Monet is taken at gunpoint. The question of who is doing this, why, and how definitely start to set in. We open tonight at Madame Merle's. If you can remember from a few episodes ago, a brothel in Red Light. Although Madame Merle calls it a convenience store. Ben has been staying there, introduced by his new acquaintance Myth and her ferret, Leonard. Ben, you're at Madame Merle's. It's kind of like, you're at that point where are starting to feel like you got to make a decision as to what you're going to do. I mean, I'm quite certain Madame Merle would let you stay there as long as you like. She might even put you to work. She might even let you work off the payment to her. What are you going to do?
So, in order to get out of the red light district, I have to go make a deal or go see the swap dealer. Is that correct?
Yeah, you either have to already know a way out through some other person.
Mm-hmm.
Those doorways are not given up easily because of the power that they hold. However, you can make a deal with the swap dealer. He's sort of readily available in this particular part of the world.
Okay. He'll think about it. He'll look at Myth, and, she's been a pretty good bud to him since he's been here. They've had a good time. Lenny seems pretty chill. He'll look at her and he'll be like, you know how much I would love to stay here, but I gotta get out, man. I gotta go live my life. I got people who are dependent on me, and I'm afraid that if I stay here, that, they're gonna be in trouble. And I don't want that riding on my back,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I understand that. Hey, maybe you'll find a way back, You're always welcome, always good for a weekend, find a way in and out, back and forth.
Yeah, maybe I can mention that to the swap dealer, is what you said?
Yeah.
You know where I can find him? Like, is he a pretty reasonable guy?
Reasonable? luckily, I've never had personal experience. I've only heard stories. I've heard it can go a whole bunch of different ways. Sometimes I've heard he's very specific about things that he wants, and then sometimes I've heard he's pretty general. But Madam Merle may know. Do you think that's the way you want to go? We can go talk to her.
I think I have to go talk to the swap dealer. Yeah.
All right. Well, come on, we'll go talk to Madam Merle.
All right. And he'll like get up and like, because he's been probably sitting there high for a minute. He'll let the gravity fall on him, have a moment, and then he'll follow Myth to go see Madame Merle.
So you want to go, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that just breaks my great big old stony heart.
Maybe I'll find a way back. Maybe Myth and I'll come visit you again. Anything can happen. And he flashes a smile.
Oh, I know Myth ain't going nowhere. I see her all the time. But you may just find your way back, and if you do, you make sure you come see me first thing, okay, sugar?
All right.
So
where do I find this guy? What do I have to do?
she goes back behind her little cubby area and starts rustling through some stuff, gets out like this old stack of magazines or newspapers or something, sits them up on top of the table, digs out this like a cigar box, kind of blows the dust off of it, opens it up and pulls out this folded up piece of what looks like to you is 3-ring binder paper, just this white lined paper, but it's like folded, but you can tell it's been crumpled and uncrumpled and smoothed out and probably crumpled a few times. It's stained a little bit. She says, you hang on to this.
Oh, okay.
Bring it back to me next time you make it around.
I'll take it and look at it.
It's a pencil drawn map. It's got you and a little star with a little picture that's kind of a hand drawn representation of Madame Merle's sign. And then it's actually got the roads and stuff that go all the way to this place where it's got a notation for alley entrance and an arrow that points into this other little branch off. And then there's a twisting maze of roads or alleyways or something.
I'm a pirate now. I have to go find. Is he a treasure at the end of this map?
Oh no, honey! It'll be easy to find. You just pay attention to the map. Myth here will get you to the entrance to the alleyway.
Okay.
And you can't miss it. I mean, at this point, he's probably already expecting you.
Expecting me?
He's a very wise man. I think he's a man. He is not a man like you, honey, though. Although he is big and he's got 6 arms.
6 arms?
Yeah, so
what?
Be prepared. That's all right. You'll have other things on your mind by the time you get to that point, sugar. Trust me.
I think 6 arms is really going to do it for me, if I'm being honest. I didn't know such a person like that existed.
Oh, you were high the other night, weren't you?
I guess so.
Blackout. That's the way I like them.
I better be going. Thank you again for everything.
You bet. Here, Myth, we got your little backpack together so that you can take with you on your trip some things that you may need.
Is it okay? Is this a long trip? Looks like it's just right across town.
Well, you're going to be going somewhere after you talk to the fat man.
That's true. Need to get back
No
home.
one knows how long that trip's going to last.
He just grabs the backpack and like slings it over his shoulder. You ready, Myth?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Man, this is going to suck. It's been fun for the last couple of days, but I need to get to work. Seriously, I've been slacking. And
you have to work down here?
Yeah, she will continue that conversation as she leads you through this red light district where you have seen all sorts of crazy things. You get a glimpse through one particular brothel as you go by of this window where you might have seen a woman with 6 arms. It's just a flash. You shake it off. Probably the drugs, right?
Do I see Morgan anywhere? Possibly.
Roll to... You can... Let's see. Observe a situation or investigate. If you look at your sheet, there will give you questions.
Okay.
Just in the crowd, no. But if you wanted to look a little bit deeper, you can attempt to make a move.
Yeah. I mean, just on our way. An 11.
11. Were you rolling perception or reason? What was that?
Investigate.
Investigate. So with an 11, you can ask one question from that. I put them in a little red box if you're looking at that one on the Roll20 page on the tabletop.
Oh. Wow.
And you can make it in reference to Morgan if you are wanting to at least gather information. You know, as you're walking along thinking about Morgan, you don't really see him out in the open anywhere.
What does my gut feel about Morgan? Like, do I think he's in danger? Do I think he's okay?
Your gut feeling is Morgan is probably okay. He seemed pretty square with even the weird shit from what you've seen in the small amount of time that you spent together. And he was in Vietnam, man. You know what I mean?
That's true.
For you, a 19-year-old in 72, somebody coming back from Vietnam who survived it, it's like, good for you, brother. But as you look across, you don't really see him anywhere. You kind of hope that you might see him just chilling somewhere, maybe having a drink, getting high. But you don't. And eventually you start to get to a less populated, more seedy looking part of town. You can tell that you're getting to the edge of red light, at least for this particular block. And then there's this dark alleyway that's probably only 7 or 8 feet wide. Certainly not big enough to really get a vehicle down through. It's not lit. When you look down it, you can't even really see the cross street. It's like way down there, dark the whole way. Myth says, "You got your bag? Right? Okay, that's cool. Stuff in there you might need. Not for this. Hold on to him till you get past him. He's gonna tell you what you need." You still got your cash, right? Sometimes he just takes cash. So as long as you got some of that left.
You got cash, yeah. Maybe he'll just want some cash.
Maybe you could get lucky. Who knows?
Who knows? You know, I'm a pretty sweet talker. I could probably make a good deal. Are you gonna come with me to meet him? Or is it like an alone thing?
You know what? I think I can go through this first part with you. As long as we hit a cross street.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, let's go.
I don't want to go all the way. You know, it gets weird in the alleyways. You know how it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the two of you.
I don't think he really does know how weird it is. I think he's just saying that.
In rumors, let's see, in 1972, New York was pretty much at its height of street hoodlumry, where a person really didn't want to be going down alleyways. It maintains its reputation. It's not nearly as bad now as it used to be, although depending on who you ask, they'll say it's worse. But it's not. Crime's actually down.
Because Ben was he's been running in the alleys for a little bit, so it's kind of like just second nature for him. Like, he sees hood rat shit all the time.
Cool. So away you go down the alley. We're going to cut to Monet for just a moment so I can catch her up. So got a little bit of an intro for Monet. The last time we were with you, Monet, you was with Liam shortly after a very nice evening was interrupted by dark warning from your attorney, Henry D. Green, and then completely ruined when your pendant and necklace, missing for 30 years, reappeared around your neck without any explanation. You were obviously upset and reminded immediately of the odd things that were happening to you and Liam around that time that it went missing. Strange visions and supernatural encounters with your father. During this time, you excused yourself to the bathroom. That was my DM fiat over you not being around while you are gathering yourself in there. Trained, military-like attackers swarm your home while you're in the bathroom. There are gunshots, and when you are about to take action, as you would, the bathroom door flies in, hitting you square in the head. You go down in a fog. You're not out, but you are blurred, unable really to move much. They grab you. There's at least 5 of them. They lift you up off the ground quickly. They move you swiftly down the hall. You can hear faintly at the other end of the hall Liam cursing in a gunfight. Boom, boom, more gunshot fight going on down at the end. Liam is obviously engaged. They are rushing you through one of the back rooms and out one of your large windows. There's 3 or 4 more here. Your vision's starting to come back to you. Your muscles are very weak at the moment, and they move you faster. You can hear a panel door slide open, and then you go. There's 1 or 2 already in the back of the van. It's dark in here. The moonlight's gone. Is your vision still a little bit blurry, but you're trying to focus in. Someone grabs your face and squeezes your jawbone painfully. When you open your mouth, it's the only way to relieve the discomfort. And when you do, you get a extremely large wad of dry cloth jammed in. And he lets go, and your jaw springs closed around the wad. It's almost you can't even open it as wide as you had it when it went in. Quickly, zip ties go around your ankles and your wrists. You're rolled over onto your stomach. Your wrists and your ankles are zip tied together. You are trussed on the floor of the van, and it speeds off. You're in the van, driving through the city from the turns, the sounds, probably 25, maybe 30 minutes. You're on a bridge. The van slows, twists, and turns. There's debris or grit, gravel. It seems to be driving through something, but you're on a bridge. You're on this bridge a long time. Just before you get off the bridge, it starts to pour down rain, smattering on the metal top of this van. The van stops. Someone gets out of the front. There's a conversation. Okay, I got one for you. Calm down. Stop drooling. You can't eat this one. It has to go up to the monarch. Death by sacrifice. Got it? Oh, fuck. Whatever. You fuck me on this, and I'm gonna come back with 50 guys and some fucking drones, and we're gonna lay waste to this whole fucking hell. Near some laughter and shuffling. Whatever. The door slides open. You drug out. Boom. Onto your stomach. The ground. They start moving you.
Yeah, she's wriggling this whole time and like shaking and trying to shimmy away from them and kick at them, and just so many muffled sounds of her trying to scream expletives over the cotton, but to no avail.
To no avail. You have the wherewithal to know to save your energy at some point and gather information as to where you are as the best you can. You are outside. You're not blindfolded. You can see that there are two people that are carrying you basically by your ankles and hands behind your back, as if they might have a stick going through it, but they don't. They're both just carrying you through the zip ties rather roughly, and your belly sort of bumps across the ground sometimes as they get a little lazy in their hold to keep you off the ground. There's probably two others walking with them. This 4 individuals carry you. It looks like maybe some old deserted lot, perhaps. It's concrete, cracked, broken, chips, gravel and stuff laying around. It's definitely a parking garage or something. You can sort of hear the echoes as they pull you inside. You start to see bloodstains, old ones, on the concrete. You're definitely in some big, large, hollow concrete structure, and then they drag you down through blood. It's like kind of thick and gooey. It's old. And then eventually they stop and just drop you in a heap. As much as I hate to, I'm going to have you keep it together.
As much as I hate to. Okay.
That's
And
a 10. You get to choose one disposition and tell us about it.
hmm. Hmm.
You can
That's a tricky one.
you can try
Trying to
to hold
decide between
yourself
two things.
together and not lose a stability. You can distract yourself by just the information gathering of trying to figure out what's going on or trying to find your way out. That you become
I think I like that one. She's distracted by trying to get a peek at their faces, trying to get a peek at her surroundings, trying to wriggle her arms out of the zip ties, probably causing some skin to rub away and some blood, like where the ties connect to her.
definitely.
So I can see her, and especially since she's kind of been through something like this in the past. Yeah, she's a little scared, but it's more tense and adrenalized than anything. And she's trying to figure out a way she can get out of this. Maybe something she can use as a weapon. Anything she can kind of grasp onto. And so, yeah, it's distracted for sure.
Roll to observe a situation.
Okay.
Let's see if you see anything.
11. Oh gosh.
You can ask 2 questions from the box. What can I use to my advantage? Maybe one for seeing something, but I'll let you make the choice and see if something else might come to you.
Yeah, what can I use to my advantage?
You turn your head because these idiots didn't take the time to blindfold you or anything like that. There's a lot of things that your brain just can't register at this moment because about 2 feet in front of your face, lying on the floor, is a hook, a meat hook. And we're going to cut scenes as Monet contemplates the hook and her situation. Real quickly, Ben, you get to the end of this particular long alleyway. She goes, oh yeah, here, points to this thing on the map and says where you're going is this way, and sends you off down the alley towards the swap dealer. We're going to come back to you, but I don't want Clutch and Liam to drift away and I lose them in limbo. So the last time I was with Clutch and Liam, I know he was enjoying the story just because he ducked out of the frame. If my memory serves, I will let you guys, of course, interject if I overstep in a particular detail. The gunfight had happened. Liam, you had your phone conversation with Henry, and then Clutch and Morgan arrive at the house. You guys do some quick investigating to gather some information. I'm not really exactly sure because that was sort of in a spot where I was a little lacking in my note-taking as to what all the information I gave you. So if you have any new questions or want to refresh and ask questions for a redo, feel free to do so. But you've got Clutch, Morgan, and Liam, and you're all here at the house. You know that Monet has been taken probably 10 minutes ago. Liam, what are your immediate thoughts?
Well, so at the time, you'd told us that Morgan had like tracked their steps until the steps had like disappeared out in the woods around the house and stuff.
Correct. The ones that you think took Monet out.
So where was the van then?
Where was this thing?
Beyond.
Because yeah, like that was his whole thing. Like he's got all this security everywhere. He's got cameras everywhere, and he can't find anything.
Morgan
to track
went
them?
to the end of the property line, which is rather significant. However, you know that just on the other side of the property line, that other person who owns that very nice house over there has sort of a little building complex with like a barn and a workshop and a paved drive facility. It is possible to have had something parked that was not right in front of your place.
Right, so they went that way. Oh. Guess we'll have to go knock on a neighbor's door, won't we?
Wait. I'm
Ask
sorry,
to borrow a cup of sugar if we need to.
You want to go over to your neighbor's house to ask if he saw some sort of vehicle taking your wife?
Well, in all likelihood, he's probably fucking dead anyway.
Morgan goes, all right, well, fuck it. Let's get going since it's fucking standing around. And he takes
We're wasting time.
About 2 steps. You both see just this black tear in reality. And he walks into it and it closes behind him in a snap.
What the fuck?
I want you both to keep it together.
Oh no. Oh no. Hold on, I gotta put in modifiers.
I mean, do the modifiers from 72 count for...
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
They're all there. I've even given you guys
That's unfortunate.
a few things.
So it's a -1, I believe. Hold on, let me double check that before I hit anything. Shaken. -1 to keep it together.
Liam kept it together.
Okay, here we go. Oh, it's not horrible. It could be better.
It was better than a 9, though.
Oh,
Right. A 12 on a keep it together. It is, Clutch, almost everything freaks you out, and you are even a bit on edge these days as it is with everything that's going on. So it's no surprising that him disappearing right in front of your eyes is going to affect you. So you need to choose one from the keep it together list. You can choose a disposition and lose the stability, or you can become obsessed about Morgan, or distracted, or you can gamble. I meant to get this one out when I was talking to Monet earlier. This is the one we never get to it because it's always at the bottom of the list, and this is the one that I call rolling the dice about. You will be haunted by this experience at a later time.
See, and that's the one that I'm drawn to because I feel like she's at this point, she's already had kind of a weird fucking day. She's not convinced everything's real anyways, and she's kind of like in this mindset of we need to find where this car went so that we can find Monet, because she's already been told by Henry that somebody's going to die.
All right. Just so you know, that one I think probably hurts the most of this entire list.
I know.
When it comes up. Okay. So you see it happen, but you are able to keep your composure together in the moment to focus on the situation. Liam and Clutch, Morgan just disappeared. Does this change your plans? What are you going to do now?
Well, that's not the first time he's disappeared today. So,
I beg your pardon.
There's a lot going on right now, and we don't really have time to talk about it. We need to find your wife before she's murdered. So can we just please go talk to the neighbors and then worry about this a little bit later?
Well, he's a much closer friend to you than I, and you don't seem to be terribly worried about it. So sure, let's grab some fucking guns and head that direction.
Okay. She just follows in behind him.
Liam, when you guys have got your guns and are making your way towards gathering yourself to exit the house, the phone rings.
Oh, for Christ's sakes, I don't fucking have time for this.
Oh God, please. Oh, are you
It's
really gonna
probably
go answer
it's probably whoever has Monet anyway.
that? Okay.
I answer it.
You've pissed off the wrong person.
I do that every fucking day. Who's this?
Yes, well, it's time you learned your place in the world.
Oh, I know what my place is. At the fucking top of it. Now, again, I say, who's this?
Who I am is not that important right now. I've been able to set some things in motion that will introduce me, make my point, I believe. I suggest you take it. Stay home, Mr. O'Malley. Have a drink. Cut your losses.
Again, a name.
All right. Maybe you do love her. Well, I've traded your little wifey to satisfy a couple of debts I owe and acquire some new ones owed to me. If you insist on this display of bravery, which will most certainly lead to your death, and I thought you might, you can find her in Novaville. And if you get her before they take her to the tower, well, it doesn't matter. You'll never make it off the island alive. Good luck. We'll be chatting.
Go fuck yourself.
There's a click.
Well,
So, do I know where that is? Because me, Chris, does not know where that is.
In reality, it is a fictitious place, but Liam, having been in Los Angeles for a number of years, sorry, I just bumped my mic. You are aware of Novaville. Despite the name, it was a new it was an idea. They built this island right off the coast of Los Angeles and built a town on this island, like a quarter of a mile out. It was this big grand idea, high tech, all this kind of stuff. They just did it over, they just started it like 20 years ago. And then of course it died out about 10 years ago. It's rather small compared to Los Angeles as a whole. It's only about a mile square, this island. I mean, the ground in Novaville rises and dips unnaturally as if the earth itself tried to shake the buildings. There was rumors of gas and earthquakes and these natural phenomenon that were happening. And then buildings were collapsing. There were like 10 that collapsed in the first year. The star of the show, as it were, was the Monarch Tower, which was this beautiful 30-story apartment complex in the center that in its base and surrounding area was a mall, a huge, parking complex, and then this big, massive mall and restaurants and theaters, and there was a church on an island and all this wonderful stuff, but it all kind of died out. And as far as you've known, nobody lives there. The law doesn't patrol there. There's no services, as far as you know. It's just an abandoned wasteland of city.
Okay. So, I motion to Clutch and start heading towards the door and pull out my cell phone so that I can start making calls while we're on the way, because I'm going to use my streetwise advantage to get us back up while we're on our way.
Excellent.
Meanwhile, Clutch, while you're like trying to dial phone numbers, is just blabbering on and on, going, "Well, who was that? What were you talking about? What? What? Where are we going? What are we doing? What's the plan?"
Clutch, I don't have time to answer the questions. We're going to Novaville.
Novaville.
It's the island off the coast. It's
Yeah.
a real shithole. Anyway, I'm getting people to join us there, but we gotta get going and we gotta go fast.
All right. And she like turns and starts heading towards the garage because she knows there's cars down there.
Yeah, obviously. Fast cars. And bulletproof cars.
Ooh.
I rolled a 19 for my what the heck is it called? Streetwise.
Why?
For your streetwise?
Yep.
And what are you after?
All the people with all the guns that I know.
All of them.
And I expect it to be like a daisy chain of calls. Like I call the person that I employ that calls everybody else.
And
you call your head bitch to call your little bitch to call your medium-sized bitch.
yeah, when you call your first guy, and of course, hey, yeah, of course, sir, whatever you need. Where is the rendezvous point?
Unfortunately, it's on fucking Novaville.
Novaville.
Yep, the island.
Okay. That might complicate things just a little bit, sir, but
Oh, I expect it fucking will.
no worries. I'll start gathering the troops. You phone me when you get across the bridge.
Aye. Keep a weather eye on both ends of it when you do get there, though.
For sure, definitely. I'll get them gathered up.
Good. Do it quick.
Yes, sir. You good, Clutch?
Yeah.
All right.
She's just, you just hear her sigh every now and again. She's like, God damn, I'm getting too old for this shit.
You're not that old, and well, I guess you are. In 30 years later, you might be. Sometimes I forget that part.
49?
Sometimes I get it confused. Yeah. You're also concerned about the state of the bridge itself that goes from the mainland over to Novaville is got a reputation for being not crossable. Ben, you don't spend a whole lot of time in the alleyways. It is creepy. The things that you notice most, of course, is the garbage, because it begins to pile up quickly. And you get to a point to where you notice that the buildings have sort of split apart. It's wider, the alley in front of you, almost at an extreme angle, like something you might only see in a comic book or something very bizarre. And the trash is piled up, and at the end where this alley sort of widens out, because it does come to an end, you see that there's got to be some opening on the other side, and there is just a massive pile of garbage, junk, old stuff. And some stuff doesn't even really look like garbage, but intermixed with it is, a cardboard box full of empty tuna cans, and the bottom of the box is rotted out. And the stench is just unbelievable. You're going to have to climb up over some of this garbage to get to where you can see what's in that opening.
Yeah, before he starts climbing over garbage, he'll probably check the map, look at where he is, look back at the huge garbage pile, and just kind of shake his head like he can't believe he's here, about to climb over trash to see this dude. Fuck it. And he starts climbing garbage.
You climb garbage for about 25 feet, and you realize you're actually kind of climbing up this pile. And when you get to where the buildings sort of end and the alleyway opens up into this opening, you can see that there are other buildings that sort of surround just this opening in the middle of whatever these buildings even are. There's no windows on them, even. They're just tall. And the pile of trash dips down immediately into this opening now that you can see over the top of it, and inside of it is this shed, like a post shed, like some farmer might keep his goats in. Just 4 raw posts of wood and metal, corrugated metal, ramshackled into this lean-to sort of looking roof. Garbage is piled up all around it, and in the center of it, sitting on this, what's probably a half-destroyed lazy boy recliner, maybe from the looks of it, is this immense man-type creature with 6 arms. Since you guys have run into him before, I think he's already linked in your journal somewhere. Oh, here, I know how to pull him up.
Give him to me again. Really
So you can
hit me with it.
see if that comes up. Did it come up?
There he is.
The stench is almost unbearable. What do you do?
This guy is like one of those hoarders. And Ben will just kind of shake his head and I think he's hesitant. He's hesitant to go down here because if he can see this dude, I mean, he's sick. But he thinks about, you know, the O'Malleys, and he thinks about Clutch, and he thinks about Duke's character, Henry. And he just has a bad feeling that if he doesn't get back to the hotel, everything's gonna get messed up, and it's gonna be his fault, and he's gonna put them on a lot of trouble, and that just doesn't sit well for him. He's a good boy. So he picks his way down the trash pile to this gross 6-armed man.
Yeah. There he sits, surrounded by piles of clutter. He's got like a couple little buckets that have got fires burning in it. It sort of lights up this sooty flames. He's all swollen and sickly looking when you start to get up close. Odd, unpleasant scent emanates from him, and his breathing is heavy and labored.
Feeling guilty about your friends, huh?
Sorry, what?
I said you're feeling guilty about your friends, huh?
How did you know about? My name's Benjamin. I was told you have a way out.
Yeah. I know what you want. Tell me how it hurts to know that you're not there helping your friends.
I mean, I hope they're okay. I want them to be all right. I was just wrong.
Ben, cry me a fucking river, would you? Do you trust him?
Do I? It's not about that.
You're about to buy him a very expensive dinner. It's a metaphor, Ben.
Look, do you have a way out or what? You know, I'm not here to chit chat with you.
How much cash do you
What
have?
do you want? What?
How much cash do you have?
Enough? How much do you want?
So, how much do you have?
I don't know. How much cash do I have?
You've got $6,723.42. And unfortunately, Ben, that's not enough today. Because you didn't tell me
Okay,
some big
what-
crime story about your friends. I wanted to see tears.
I'm not gonna cry.
That's
But I
good,
mean,
because I'm over it. You're boring me. Listen, there's one thing that only you can give me. It's my lucky day.
what would that be?
It's my lucky day.
Is it an inhaler?
You cracking wise. Dip, boy. You need to bring me some dip. Oh, what you gonna throw me? You can't get any. I know you got 2 suitcases of it in your back pocket.
He instantly gets nervous. I don't know about dip. I don't know if I can get that for you.
He reaches down into his green shorts, and from somewhere, maybe a pocket, maybe the fold of his gut, he produces a key. Looks like your average house key or an apartment key.
This is what you want.
Yeah.
This takes you straight to the dip. It's not the stuff under the bed, though. That's gone. But your friend? Oh, your friend that you like to paint the pretty nudie pictures of? Yeah, she's in a world of hurt right now, and she's in the same place the dip is. This is the key to the dip. It will open multiple doors for you to get this job done for me.
So what? I take the key and I bring you back what? How much? Like just like
The man in the pinstripe suit has some in his penthouse. It's on the top floor. Luxury condos. Quite beautiful. Come on, Ben. You're just trying way too hard. You just jump on the elevator, zip up to the 30th floor, chill out with the man in the pinstripe suit. Steal his dip.
deals dip.
Or, I mean, if you really don't want to do that, you can friend goodbye, because this is kind of a 2-for-1. See, I was giving you a bonus. You get to go help her out. And you get a shot at the dip, which you're probably not going to get. But we'll get to that part later. But if you're going to choose, like, the chicken exit, then you can go, I don't know, go kill that girl Myth. Bring her body back to me.
Man, I definitely can't do that. I you know, she never, she
much
didn't.
better.
You're just, you know, you can't just take what money I have and let me go save Monet. You know, give me the key. Maybe I'll do something else. I can't kill Myth.
No, I didn't figure you could. Nor would. But this is the key. That's what I want. You want out? You want to save your friend Monet's life? You
Yeah.
redhead.
Give me the key.
I'll give you the key. Listen, if you don't retrieve the dip, you know, you try to get wishy-washy later on, you try to rationalize some loophole. You make the choice not to bring me that dip, I get the soul of the friend that you're going to save. And if you don't retrieve the dip by no fault of your own, say you get killed, I'll just take yours.
Fine. Deal.
He hands you the key.
He takes it. So now what? Which way do I go?
He looks at you, and if he had eyes, he would roll them, but his little tongue sort of flicks out, and he just sort of gestures you off with a flick of his fingers, which are bejeweled, by the way. He has rings on every one of his fingers, multiple rings on a couple of them.
Does he have a very fatherly looking watch on his wrist?
Oh, you want to risk a roll to look?
Nope. Get me the fuck out of here.
When you kind of turn around to assess your situation, you see that the way you came in does not look the same. Behind you is no alleyway. The trash heap piles up to a wall of one of the buildings, and there at that level, which is about 8 feet higher than where you are standing at the moment, is a door with a knob and a keyhole.
Yeah, he'll keep the key tight in his fist and just scramble to the door. He just wants to get out. He's not fully processed what he's just done, but he knows it's horrible and the smell is getting to him. And he's just got to get out of there.
Awesome. And it was because of your wonderful role playing in regards to the smell that I didn't make you roll to keep it together, because you were actually playing it out. So bless your role playing little heart for that, which is a perfect place to take our break. I think I'm like 2 minutes earlier than what I had scheduled. I'm getting pretty good at timing these scenes out, getting better and better. Although it was a lot of fun when there was only 3 of you guys last week. That was kind of a big fun picture, but I'm glad that we got the swap dealer taken away. And you guys, as you know, with the second half last week, the second half this week is going to be so much fun. So that'll be fun to get to. But what you guys get to enjoy, who are out there watching on the break, is the first 10 minutes of the experiment, the new podcast with me and Peter and Minta, if I can say her name correctly. I'm the only American in the whole group. Even the guest stars that are coming in aren't from the States. So I'm the I'm the odd man out on this one, so it's an absolute blast. I have absolutely loved playing this, and I am only doing this because I can't wait for 4 PCs, and this fills my void between the holes. And Duke's got another podcast. We are doing some huge podcasts, some great work coming out over the next few weeks. So here's a little preview at some of that. Enjoy. Oh, you also get to hear that funny little intro by Peter again, because that's actually his welcome to everybody for the podcast. I told him he only gets to do that once. So there you go, Peter. So enjoy. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so.
Let's see, keep it together, and if I put that one there, and let's see, yeah, that will be perfect. Yeah. Hello everyone. My name is Peter. I'm the GM for this weekly actual play podcast, The Experiment. When we first started, I had just read The Driver, a quick play scenario by Robin Liljenberg. I asked Curtis if he wanted to do a one-shot or something, and he said yes. But before we even started recording, it grew. The first couple of sessions, his character Dan Smith was created as we play. And the first episode is mostly improv all the way. And from there I have started to write the story. Then we invited Minta Krikomi to join in as the character Wiki, a friend of Dan. And now I'm sitting here writing episode 4 and 5 already. There will be a few special guest stars in some future episodes as well. 2 have already accepted their roles, and a few more is thinking about it. The whole idea about this story is that... Oh, what the fuck? Oh, shit. Fuck. Sorry, I gotta take care of something. The swap dealer needs some more happy use. We'll talk to you later. Enjoy the show. Bye. Jersey City, early May 2016. Vicky. Yesterday Dan came to visit. He was pale, afraid. He said he had found something, and now he feared for his life. He was going on about some files, the government. He said that they were onto him. Them. She never understood what files he meant, or who they were. She comforted him, and he seemed calmer when he left. She reminded him about the morning coffee that they used to enjoy together before work. He said that he'd be there. Then they both said goodbye. He didn't show up the next morning. There was no answer when she tried to call him and text him. She went to work. The day went by slowly. She worried. That afternoon she went by his house on Pine Street. His car was gone. He wasn't home. Damn him and his obsessions about conspiracies and the dark web, whatever he called it. He used to talk about it often. Maybe she should have paid more attention to what he said. She just knew that something was wrong. She had felt like this before, just before she lost her parents. They died right before her eyes when she was 6 years old. She didn't understand death at that point, but later she knew she had sensed it before it happened. But what could she have done? She was just a child. She had the same feeling now, for the first time since then. Something was wrong. Dan was in trouble. She just knew it. Maybe worse. No, he wasn't dead. He couldn't be. The phone vibrates in her pocket. It's Dan. He's afraid, and his breathing is uneven. He says her name. He's at a gas station. They are here. Vicky tried to talk, but he continues. He seems close to panic. Someone is screaming in the background, and the call is cut off. He had done something bad, something stupid. He didn't know why, and he never said what it was. The last thing she heard him say was that he thought he had killed someone. A desert road. It's evening. You have just passed the gas station with your car. You don't have time to stop, and there's no need to. You are fleeing from something. You have something with you, something that someone wants to get back. Can you tell me about your situation?
I have information. Some stolen computer files that I've taken from the web. I'm not real sure exactly what to do with them just yet, but things haven't been right since I found them.
You are maybe 5 minutes away from the gas station now. You take a look in the rearview mirror. The road behind you is empty, just as it is ahead of you. Movement catches your eye. There's something dashing out in front of the car. An animal, perhaps. You instinctively try to steer away. I want you to roll Act Under Pressure to avoid it and decide what your coolness is.
I'm not that great under pressure. I stay reclusive most of the time. I should probably give myself a minus on this one. It's probably one of my worst. That would be a 7.
A 7. You think you avoid it, but the car hits something else at the side of the road. It bounces off the road and it comes to a stop after a while. Almost 60 feet away. You look back to the road and you remember to breathe again, but there's something wrong with your car. Steam and smoke is rising from the front of it, and it feels funny where it stands. What do you do?
Damn it. Alright, this is not good. Well, I would have pulled the car over.
When you pull the car over to the side, it starts to wobble, one of your front wheels. It's not right.
No, I've bent something. Probably somehow poked a hole in my radiator or something. Damn it. Out here in the middle of nowhere. I need to see what it is I hit. Is it big?
When you look back to the road, do you step out of the car?
Yes, I'm gonna get out of the car and inspect the damage.
The first thing you see is one of your front wheels is leaning to the side. You can't drive anywhere with this car now. When you look up towards the road, you see nothing. Probably ran away into the desert somewhere. The sun is on its way down and you can feel a cool breeze. You don't see anything other than a rock that you hit with your car.
Man, I did a lot of damage to my car just to get up and run away. Alright, the sun's going down. I have my thumb drive in my coat pocket. I'm gonna have to walk back towards the gas station.
The radiator is probably broken, as well as one of the front wheels.
Yeah, this is not good. This is several days in a repair shop at best. Make sure I have the important things. The thumb drive. I've got that. That's the most important thing. Alright, thank goodness the sun's going down. Alright, I'm gonna start walking.
You let out a sigh and you try to calm down a bit as you start to walk. At least the heat is not so bad now. Can you describe your appearance?
Yeah, my name's Dan. I'm not very well kept. I've got a bit of a beard and my hair's kind of a mess. I try to keep it straight, but I spend a lot of time alone. I do dress fairly nice, though. I like to look okay. I have some slacks on. Not expensive. A shirt. I actually have a tie on and a jacket. I don't know, it's something I liked about my grandfather when he was growing up. He said everybody wore a tie. So I have my tie. It's loosened now, though. I'm out in the desert. It has been a hot day.
You feel a change in the air as you walk along the road. It's darker than normal. You see no stars and no moon. Doesn't feel right. The roads suddenly have large cracks, and the lines are almost completely gone. As far as you see, there's only desert, and you get the feeling that something is very wrong. I want you to roll, keep it together, and decide your willpower.
I'm gonna make it a 1 and keep it together. 7 and a 6, so 13. Oh, plus 1, 14.
You feel a little bit stressed, and the darkness doesn't feel right. I want you to choose a disposition from Keep It Together and tell me how you react to the darkness and the feeling.
Something. It's not. I don't remember it being like this when I drove past here the first time. I thought the road looked rather well. I don't understand why where are the stars and the moon? I don't know. It must just be that time of the year. The moon's coming up late or something. I'm not real sure about that. The air feels so heavy. I'm feeling distracted. I've started to become aware of some pretty weird things in this world. It's kind of what this information on my file has been about. And the more I've discovered this darkness, the more interesting it's been to me. It frightens the hell out of me sometimes, but the more I walk, it's very compelling to see these changes happen right in front of my eyes. It's distracting. I almost tripped thinking about it because I'm not paying attention to where I'm going. Do I see the gas station? Are there lights on up ahead in this darkness?
And you've got a scorpion, and
Yeah.
you've got a snake,
And,
and you've got a demon.
Car. Look in the
Yeah.
car. We're
And
all
the
in
whole
the car.
fam is there. It's like a bad National Lampoon.
First fan art.
It's Erica doodling. Oh, Lord. Sorry, not to interrupt. Curtis, go on. What were we doing?
It's the levity before we all die. It's very necessary.
No, it's all right because roll 20 needed to be a reset anyway, so it gave me a moment to
With a big pair of boobs. Just for Ben.
readjust. So, all right, so while I am talking to Monet and Benjamin, Liam and Clutch, I want you to either make real notes or at least mental notes as to your armory that you have with you, your equipment, sort of an inventory, if you will. Just take a stab at it. You know what? If you think something that you could possibly have, then go for it. If I think it's unreasonable, then I will penalize your rolls. I've been watching other GMs penalize rolls, and I don't really ever do that. So hold on to your hats. Monet, you are assessing this meat hook situation. You can continue to eat your cereal. You have a moment. And it was beautiful as thinking about how you're going to be able to get it. A couple of things happen at the sort of all in this moment. Benjamin puts the key in the door after climbing to the top, and you are just about to puke, Ben, from the stench and the climbing over the garbage and that last bag. Your hand kind of went through like this plastic garbage bag into what you think might have been like some moldy leftover chili. And so you've got some of that that's squished up between your fingers as you sort of just like fall through this door. The key just goes right in without any effort. And it comes out as you go through the door, and you do fall about 4 feet and thud right on the ground. And you realize that you are laying on some concrete floor. There is a meat hook laying about 2 feet in front of your face, and 2 feet on the other side of that hook is Monet O'Malley. She has a gag shoved in her mouth, cloth wadded up. Her arms and legs are bound behind her back. She's laying on her stomach. She's got her head kind of lifted up off the floor. She's looking right at you. You are not bound,
Oh, holy shit.
but you are lying on
God.
your stomach in like this puddle of blood that's like 2 or 3 hours old.
Are there still guys around?
Oh. Make an observe a situation roll for me.
Okay. Because if there's not, I want to try to scream at him and be like, "Wah!" But if there is, I'm keeping my mouth shut. 15.
You can ask 2 questions.
Are there any guys around?
What is my best way through this? And what should I be on the lookout for?
I've learned that these questions are actually better than those questions, so that's why I'm defaulting to these now. Okay, what was the second question? The best way through this, and what was your second question?
What should I be on the lookout for?
Lookout. You know immediately from taking a look at what's going on around you that your best way through this is definitely going to be with the assistance of your good friend Benjamin, and probably the use of that hook. You do look around and you don't see anybody at first until you hear one come up from behind you, out of your vision, steps up, and he yells out in sort of this gruff voice, "Hey, did you throw this other one over here? This motherfucker's not even bound up or nothing. Goddamn lazy bastards." And he walks over. Benjamin, roll to endure injury.
Can I like try to roll? Can I try to like barrel roll to trip him or something?
You can.
Something for that. Maybe I have an advantage. Hold on.
You look for your advantages. Go ahead and make your roll, Benjamin. An 11. He gives you a kick.
Not really.
It hurts, but you're able to sort of maintain your composure. You know that if you were to get up and do something, that would, of course, blow your cover. He's kicking to see how lively you are. He immediately starts to turn around and walk away as you sort of groan. And you hear him mumble something under his breath. He's probably going to get something to tie you up.
Bitch. Wait till he gets out of the way. Wait till he like walks away out of earshot.
Monet,
just whispers, "Bitch."
Monet, before he gets completely away, did you want to try to trip him up or anything like that? Or you?
I mean, if he's walking away, no. But if he like comes back and Ben hasn't figured something out, yes.
Yeah, your Ronin intuition as you were getting ready to take some action was that he was checking Ben to see if he was awake or
Sweet.
alive or whatever, and then immediately turned around and because he wasn't kicking to hurt him, he was kicking to get a reaction. He could have kicked a lot harder than that. So yeah, he walks away. That's Monet. Benjamin, what do you do?
Yeah.
Right.
As soon as he walks away, he like unsticks himself from the gooey pile of blood that he's in. Monet, oh my god, you're here. Where are we? And he'll like wriggle
And
over.
she's like,
he sees her eyebrows. He ungags her.
what are you doing?
What is happening?
It doesn't matter. You've got to grab that hook and you've got to unhook me now.
Okay, but like, talk while I'm doing this. And he like grabs the hook and he's
Right.
like, and
I'm not entirely sure. They came to my house. I was in the bathroom and they came and they took me. I don't know where the fuck Liam is. I'm not sure if they took him too. How did you get here?
there was a man with 6 arms, and I was in the red light district, and this lady had a talking ferret, and they led me here. And I
How
think
many drugs are you on?
a lot, but that's not the point. This was all very real. Oh God, here. I think this is the last one. And he totally cuts all the rope from her.
She'll grab the hook from him, like pointedly, as soon as he's done, and sit up and kind of shake out her wrists a little bit. All right, well, is there any way back where you came from?
I don't think we want to go there.
Look-
I would not recommend it.
Looking around, you are in a massive parking complex. Somewhere in the middle floor, you can see about 100 yards away from you the path that the cars would take, the vehicles that goes down. Where you are, you see one that goes up. In the middle is an enclosed area with a door, probably stairs. There's a sign by the door, but you can't read it from where you're at. It's a bit of a distance away. Hanging in an almost grid-like pattern throughout this entire 200 square yard facility are bodies. All hanging, some by their arms clasped together, some by their ankles upside down. Some of them have their skin, some of them don't. Some of them have chunks of flesh that have been carved away.
Okay. Can I do something?
Yes.
I would like to use enhanced awareness, but I don't know how to make it sound like Ben wants to use enhanced awareness. Ben would like to look around and see if anything gives a good way out.
What did you roll for your enhanced awareness?
I haven't yet.
Oh, okay.
Roll plus soul.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay. Hold on. I'm shaking. I'm excited.
Woo!
16.
Oh,
I love how like your like keyboard presses are so like.
yes.
I'm enhanced.
Yes. I got a 16.
Yeah, there are passageways that you know will take you to other levels of a parking garage. The doorway in the middle is going to also take you to stairs that would take you to other levels, and you get a sense from just looking in at the sign that you are on level 3.
So we gotta go down. And he hops up and he offers a hand to Monet. Come on, we gotta get out of here before that guy gets back.
She'll look at him kind of quizzically for a second, because she probably hasn't seen Ben for, 30 years, and all of a sudden this is happening. But that whole trip 30 years ago, that was a story in itself. So in a way, she trusts him because they went through this weird thing together. and she's just covered in the blood that she was thrown face first in, and takes a moment to kind of like wipes her mouth off, and she'll take his hand with the meat hook in her other hand and pull herself up. All right, you lead the way, I suppose.
I imagine that he looks very gallant,
Yes.
covered in blood, and there's like a light behind him, and he's about to like whisk you away. Come with me.
Whatever would I do without you, Benji?
You'd be cut up by that meat hook. Let's go.
What's your plan, Benjamin?
Go to the stairs and go down.
Roll to act under pressure.
Here. I am acting under so much pressure right now. I got an 18. Let's go. Benjamin's here to play.
Benjamin, you're going to be able to make it. Monet is a little bit stiff and sore. She's been hogtied for a while. I'm going to need her to act under pressure roll as well.
He will carry her. Can I help?
You can also make another coolness roll if you like to either add 1 or 2.
Does that act under pressure?
Yes. Yeah, the same roll.
Okay.
Monet did a 13.
Oh no! He pushes me down the stairs.
he tries to pick you up, but then he drops you and you fall like 50.
Yeah.
Wow.
I stab myself with the meat hook.
But
You both take off sprinting towards the steps. Monet slips in some blood, and Benjamin goes to help you up, and almost does, but then runs into one of these hanging bodies, which lets out a moan. It's still alive, and you both end up in a heap on the floor about 50 feet away from your door, and you hear, "Hey, what the fuck are you two think you're doing?" And that's when we're going to cut to Clutch and Liam.
Nothing.
You get to the bridge, Clutch. Across it, it looks like what a cityscape might sort of look like, or a nice revitalized downtown sort of area with modern buildings and facilities and new avant-garde sort of architecture, except that it's all dead, blacked out. There's
It's like that fake city in the North Korean DMZ.
yeah, it's like, have you seen the picture of the Sears Tower lately? It had a blackout not too long ago. There's some really cool pictures of Sears Tower with Chicago lit up all around it, and it's completely blacked out, kind of spooky looking. But it's very much like that. This bridge is littered with debris, chunks of stuff. The bridge is cracked. It looks like some of the cabling has come loose and lays across the road. You can probably drive through it, but you're going to have to go slow and weave your way through the obstacles.
How long is the bridge?
It's about a quarter of a mile long. It is, or was, a feat of its time. Can't hear
Quarter
you.
of a mile.
Oh.
This bridge isn't in the best of shape. But we don't really have time to waste trying to walk it on foot.
All right.
Let
Thanks for
you
holding on to something.
could roll your driver advantage
I
and
was getting there.
okay.
Little turd. Hold on, let me see.
I'm rushing you along, I suppose.
He's just getting excited. That's all it is. It's all right. I just have to have a lot of modifiers. You gotta give me a second. Okay, that's a 13. I get 2 edges. Make a risky maneuver, shake off a pursuing vehicle, use your vehicle as a weapon, or sideswipe with a vehicle. Okay, well, I've got 2 edges in my pocket as we start off across the bridge.
You could use the risky maneuver to get yourself across the bridge through the obstacles without any issue.
Okay, I'll do that. That sounds like a great idea, Curtis.
As there is no pursuing vehicle. And
Yeah.
you haven't met a pedestrian yet.
I hope we don't meet a pedestrian on this sketchy bridge.
When you get into town, it looks more like some place that, a bombing happened or something. It's really sort of blown out. It's not a part of the city that you visited for. Nobody ever goes to Novaville. The place is a complete dump. Even the criminals avoid it. There's nothing to steal, nobody to shake down. No house habitable enough to appeal even to the lowest vagrant. As far as you know, everyone affords Novaville sort of this wide berth. The news reported disturbing geological trends beneath the area. I mentioned that earlier, some years back, with 10 buildings collapsing before recovery teams could stabilize them. There were also reports of gas leaks, contaminated water, and flash floods hitting the buildings there in that coastal area. In short, the area was just abandoned, and nobody saw fit to reclaim it in these times of economic hardship. Your destination is in that mess, the district that never was. You get across the bridge, you can see the spire of a church, in which houses bells that will never again toll. Once rich structures hang tragically limp over roads and pavements, walls collapse to the ground, roofs caved in, and windows are smashed. You pass a theater, the doors to which are collapsed to the ground, stalls and seats discarded out into the road, as if a great explosion had blown the building inside out. You can see a police precinct down the road. Looks like it stands mostly intact, although there's no lights on inside. You are now in Novaville. What do you
Do I have
do?
my highway dice with me?
You do?
They're just always with me. I want to tap my dice. I want to tippity tap on my dice.
You want to roll your artifact?
I don't have to roll it. I just get it.
Oh, okay.
So she looks at Liam. She just kind of gets this look on her face of, I'm about to do something kind of stupid, but I need you to just go with it. And then slowly reaches up and just think on a dice.
Go ahead and make me a roll plus soul.
I don't have to roll for it though.
For artifact, you do. Whenever you activate the object, roll plus soul.
Oh shit, you're right, aren't you? Dang it.
Jeez.
Dang it.
Jeez.
You're right. I was reading the wrong thing.
What were you reading?
Just my little highway.
Oh, just
dice
the
one.
highway dice explanation?
Yeah, I need to put more stuff in there.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of like just to an overview, I suppose, that specifies some things that you could be specific about.
Yeah, and I have it on my front page, but I don't have the roll on there. It's fine.
But yeah.
Jeez.
God damn it.
You got to make me a roll. And you rolled a 9?
Yeah. Isn't that good?
What were you wanting to have happen?
I wanted to see if we could just see where Monet was. To show me the true location of Monet.
When do you tap your dice? As you are coming across the bridge? Do you stop? Are you driving?
Yeah, she stops on once they make it across the bridge and they're on safe, sturdy ground.
Right.
Then that's when she stops looking at Liam. And then, boop.
You tap your dice. And you're waiting for something to happen.
Is that like a fucking luck thing or something? We don't have fucking time for this.
Liam, just give it a second, okay?
Liam.
Looks around.
We don't have time for this.
Liam, you can sense something. Something's coming.
Are the headlights on?
Clutch, did you turn the headlights off when you stopped?
Is it dark outside?
It is.
Oh.
It's also
yeah,
raining.
Oh, right. Yeah, I turned them off when I stopped.
Pouring down rain. The lights are off. It's black. There are no street lights. Clutch is waiting for something to happen.
Something's not right.
No shit, something's not right. Where the fuck is Griswold?
Who the fuck is... What the fuck are you talking about? Get your fucking gun out. Something's coming.
she kind of doesn't respond to you. She just keeps kind of looking around, waiting for Griswold to come.
When you look over your left shoulder, Clutch, out the glass in the rain for Griswold, about 2 feet away, a man stands in a raincoat. He's pale, sallow looking. His eyelids look bright red, but his skin is pale and his lips are bright red, and he grins at you with these yellow teeth, and this drool comes out of his mouth. He's moving towards the car. He's at your window. And he leans down and he's looking in the car, and his eyes are wide, and he looks like some madman. And he looks at you, Liam, and you see it now. This crazed man, and he starts to sort of chuckle a little bit through his open mouth as rain is just pouring down his face. The husband, and he starts laughing. And then he looks up as if he sees something in the darkness on the other side of your car, and he spins around and runs away into the rain.
Okay, well, that's not what I was expecting.
I can't say that I was either.
She clicks on the lights and she starts just driving.
I want you both to roll to keep it together.
No.
I'm not going to let you get
Curtis
out.
was like, No.
I'm not letting you get off that
I
easy.
I did not keep it together.
That was creepy.
I have something good in life for once.
Nope.
God damn it!
What did you roll, Clutch?
My life.
An 8. It wasn't for you,
Sucks.
Liam. It's not this crazy creature that does not shock you. You've seen some dregs in your life and some pretty terrible things. So while it was gruesome and horrific, when this thing pointed out that you were the husband, that connects him to your wife. That's what you're going to lose it over. That thing
Yep.
knows something about something. Clutch, you just witnessed madness in its extreme. Where are you at on your stability?
Shaken.
What happens when you lose 2?
Puts me at neurotic.
Oh, man.
Probably is like having a moment where she feels definitely like she's been close to that point, but she's never lived in that kind of crazy before. And now she kind of starts to think maybe she's going to start seeing things in the dark. And she pulls over again, but she leaves the lights on this time. And she just starts holding her head and crying.
Liam, your driver is breaking down.
I mean, you didn't tell me how much stability I lost.
Oh.
He's worried about him.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, yours was 2.
Okay.
I'm not going to do the big one yet. No, you're also upset. At Clutch, it's coming to her. So you guys are having this moment. So I'm going to have to where the camera is on the car. What are you guys doing? What are you doing?
Clutch. And he puts a hand on her shoulder. Darling, we're here for a reason. And as fucking unpleasant as that was, we've got to find wherever it is that they're keeping her, and we got to save her. That's why we're here. I've got backup on the way. Shit, that reminds me. And I pull out my cell phone and attempt to call the subordinate of mine, because he said to let him know when we got to the island.
There are no bars.
Yeah, I kind of figured that's what was coming, which is why I made sure to say attempt.
Meanwhile, Clutch is she's got her head on the steering wheel now, and she's crying. And it doesn't seem like anything you say is making it better. She just keeps crying.
So I'm going to, let's see, what is the thing that I've got? Okay. I'm going to attempt to manipulate her with my forked tongue advantage.
Okay.
Why is everybody manipulating?
I like it. Liam, forked tongue. Make a roll plus charisma. 16.
What does that do?
You get to choose one of those options, sir, for them to trust you or be spellbound by you, or reveal a weakness. That doesn't really apply in this particular
Yeah, that's
case.
not super helpful at this point.
Unless you were really wanting to do something shifty.
We'll go with the trust, so that I can possibly help her rebuild some stability.
Right. No, that works perfectly. Clutch, go ahead and add 1 relation under the Liam column. Give yourself 2 stability as he calms you down.
There's a couple
Listen.
sniffles, and she kind of starts to wipe her face a little bit.
Darling, I'm not sure what it was you were trying to make happen with your weird fucking dice back there. Clearly that fucking zombie fella back there wasn't what you were looking for. Clearly not what I was looking for either. But we can't focus on that right now.
She kind of shakes her head and sniffles a couple times. I was just trying to help, and it doesn't seem like I can ever fucking help, but it's fine.
Listen, you know that that's not true. We've been friends for 3 decades. When we first met, I just thought you were useful, so we kept you around, and you've become very important to my wife and I. All right? We need to help her.
Right, you're right. Sorry. She kind of sits back up straight in the seat, kind of readjusts, and then proceeds forward.
All right, so the voice on the phone said something about a tower.
Well, what kind of tower? I mean, there's church towers, there's actual towers, there's skyscrapers, there's...
You both are aware of the landmark of this architectural feat known as Novaville is the Monarch Tower Apartments. It's the tallest building on this little island, 30 floors high. It was supposed to be, Dubai level condominiums with all of the amenities.
And I look out the front window. I just point at it. I think they might meant that one.
Like, they literally meant a tower. Jesus,
Yeah.
that's the easiest that's ever been.
Well, it's probably not going to be that fucking easy.
It's black silhouette. You can see it in the rain, Clutch, as you look up, and you immediately have to veer. Your road comes to a T, and you make a quick right in towards more the direction of the tower. Benjamin and Monet, this man, this butcher, is running after you as you, I assume, scramble back to your feet, because I just don't see you submitting and lying there awaiting your death. You run to the door, and as you do, you see the reflection of headlights flash from one of the buildings and then off of some other things, and you can tell because you're in a parking garage, you're exposed to the elements on the sides, as it were. A car is driving by below. You can both roll another act under pressure and make another shot at the door, or you can use an advantage if you have one and take on. It's a big burly man in a wife beater, and it looks like some sort of blue dickies that are all way too long and scrunched up over work boots, a stained apron, and a way too big meat cleaver in one hand. He's smeared with blood and greenish yellow stains from the guts of things.
Yeah, I'm a fighter, but I'm also a nice lady. I think Monet knows her limits, and she's sore from being hogtied, and she'll defend herself if she has to. But for now, she's no Daisy Hamilton. She's
Right.
gonna try to run away.
Is there any spray cans of paint littered around this parking garage?
Oh, it is so unbelievable that you actually asked that question, Ben. Just because you asked it.
He's like, yes.
Inspiration point, if there was ever such a thing. Here, as a matter of fact, this is so good, I have to look it up just to read it. The list. They gave you a backpack, remember?
They did give me a backpack. Oh my god, what's in my backpack?
In your backpack I have 4 bullet points. I'm sorry.
Four
3.
things.
Water.
Okay.
A Ziploc bag containing cannabis, a small wooden pipe, and a Bic lighter.
Of course.
Cans of spray paint. I wasn't specific on that because I didn't think it might not come up, and if it did, it would be not in this particular situation. So I'm going to say there are 4 cans of spray paint in your basic primary array.
Is that all?
No. There is also curled up in a little lump a ferret.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Yes.
And
do I have anything?
Leonard
fun?
lives on.
Do I have a backpack? Do I get toys? Do I just get a meat hook?
Meat hook. He sort of looks at you with these droopy eyes, and you also notice that your Ziploc bag has been chewed into, and it looks like perhaps some of your buds have been et.
Damn it, Leonard.
Survives on a diet of weed.
He like looks in the bag, and he like points his finger. Hey, don't you fucking eat that shit.
Oi, Benji, I don't think now's the time to be talking to your bag. We have got to get the fuck out of here.
Right, well, I have to deal with this. Lenny.
The
Together, man.
No, I don't think you do.
the butcher's coming. The spray paint is there, but yes, you have to act under pressure. And
Fantastic.
and make your paint maneuver.
All right.
I'm excited to hear what this is.
Oh, my cat
Here
just
we go.
farted.
I have advantages that I want to play with tonight.
Okay, let's lay them out there.
Okay, I don't know. Would you consider this man beast to be an intelligent, monstrous creature?
He is intelligent.
Is he a monstrous creature, though?
Yes.
Okay. Then we will go Snake Charmer. Do you want me to roll and act under pressure, or do you want me to roll soul for my Snake Charmer?
Snake Charmer.
Or both?
No, I'm gonna let you pull this off. Give me a roll plus soul and describe how you perform your chosen art.
Oh, yes. Okay. Roll plus soul. Oh, please, God.
I'm so excited.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, Benji is on fire.
You actually so you're going to get both of those options. You'll be able to use one immediately. and you can hold one if you want. But you got to play this out. You got to tell us what you do. You got your Kansas spray paint.
Okay. What are my colors? Do I have black, white, red, blue?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I was really just pulling colors out of my ass, but that works.
Exactly.
Okay.
I like this so much. I'll let you have those colors that you just pulled out of your ass. I like those.
I mean, ideally, you'd also have yellow, but you only
I
have
only
four.
got
It's
4.
fine.
I
Yeah.
got 4 cans, Chris.
Yeah. I
So
said a
go.
primary array, so that'll work out pretty good.
But you gotta
That's
have the
awesome.
white and the black for gradation. So
Yeah.
Mhm. Chris
So I
knows. He's done lots of
go to
graffiti.
the wall that I'm closest to, and he like pulls out all of these cans of spray paint, and he like pops off the caps, really dramatically. It's just
Do you really think now's the fucking time?
just shut your face, shut. And he's like wide eyed, and he's in it, okay, and he starts like making huge strokes, and he's leaping, and he's like just going crazy across this giant wall. This wall's probably like, I don't know, however big my bedroom wall is. I imagine it's like a smaller wall, like that's kind of jutted out, that's like the door is on, so it has like wall and stairs. Anyway, so he's on this wall, and he's like making all of these crazy like lines and strokes, and he's just like he's going, and he's changing cans out, and he's using the black first, and he'll like do an outline, and then he'll like spray over it, and then he like comes back in with all of these like different strokes on the background. And after what seems like no time at all, so fast, he whips this out. It is a portrait of this creature.
Like,
And
fucking
it looks
fantastic.
beautiful. Like it looks awesome. Like totally rendered, fully shaded, like just a perfect interpretation of this monster.
Monet, as you're watching Ben knock this picture out pretty
She's
quickly.
like debating using the meat hook on him.
Yeah, he's
What are you
he's
doing?
actually doing it on the wall, practically over the door that you guys can escape through, right? And you look back over your shoulder, and this butcher monster looking guy has stopped, like 20 feet away. He's just stopped in his track with his arms hanging down and just sort of looking dumbfounded and watching Ben paint. When you get done, Ben, you have this creature's attention for a moment. What do you ask?
Awesome. I pull him in real close. I grab his hand, and I walk him to the painting. And I let him look at it for a second. And I do like a side eye to him. Do these stairs take me down and out of this building?
He sniffs, but you are overwhelmed with the smell of body odor and rotted flesh. Yeah. 4 flights down, straight out the front.
Speechless.
Okay.
He looks at his cleaver. Is that it?
Ask the creature for something you desire. Do you know a pinstriped suit man? Is that what I'm looking for?
Oh, yeah.
Man in a pinstripe suit.
Right. His eyes get a little wide, and he sort of gives you the up and down, like checking, seeing who you are, really.
He'll like twirl a can of spray paint in his hand.
Yeah, that's the monarch. Top of the tower. Now, I'm gonna count to 10, just to make it sporting. I assume you're trying to get to that car out there, huh?
Yes,
Nice
we are.
picture.
Okay. You're very welcome. Enjoy it. Monet, let's go. And he like grabs her and files her out the door.
10, 9.
Fucking move!
Pushing him, yeah.
They're like
The stairs are littered with a mess of terrible things that you don't really have time to investigate. Wet, goopy stuff congealed in corners and puddles on the floor, but it is just as you would imagine, just an access stairwell in a parking garage, very simple concrete. Paint faded and chipped from something that had been there trying to make it look better than it does now. You can hear the rain splattering as you reach the bottom of the steps and slam the doors open, and you see other people that look kind of mad in all sorts of terrible states of dress and undress. And they sort of look at you as if you were food. When you come out the door, there's 3 or 4 of these people that are walking into the garage. You surprise them. And as with any parking garage, there is a walkway that cuts through the traveling area and straight out to the street, to the sidewalk. The entrance, driving entrance to the parking garage would just be right over here to your left. If you were in a vehicle, you'd go over that way to where there would be the little flippity flops. But at the end, probably 50 feet away, is the street. And about that time, you see a car driving by. Which car are you in, Clutch?
One of Liam's like not super obnoxious sports cars, but it's a pretty nice like black midsize.
Solid 4-door sedan, bulletproof windows and tires.
Oh,
So it's a BMW, right?
it's that one black car that you remember Liam bought. You were a little miffed about it, Monet, but you got over it because I think he bought you a matching one too that he surprised you with later.
Yeah, it's got a pink stripe.
Oh, no.
But that just happens to be, thank the gods, your husband's car. Straight ahead. Although it is creeping slowly by. You hear a door in the stairwell slam.
I'm gonna bolt for it. The only way she really like puts herself in danger is if it's to protect Liam. So in this moment, she's not bothering with that, but she's still kind of holding onto the meat hook for security and like shoving along Ben to get to the car.
These 4 people looking at you with wide eyes, sort of jaundiced look. They're also closing in on you as well. Ben, do you run?
Oh yeah. Ben's pretty fast. He's run from the cops tons of times, you know.
This makes sense.
Bits of maneuvers. So yeah, he books it. He's taken huge strides getting across this lot to the car.
Clutch, You're creeping along, trying to see through the rain and pinpoint exactly where that tower is when you know that sound. You've been in a car when two of your friends have run up and just like crashed into the side of your car with their bodies, you know what I mean? And it makes that sound. And usually it would go, hey, motherfucker, something like that. This, of course, scares you. Jump scare, boom, in the theater, crash into the side of your car. It looks like Monet and Benjamin.
Fuck, hit the locks.
Holy fuck! And she like hits the locks as fast as possible, but she's still like a little dazed and confused.
They're being chased by some of those mad creatures similar to the one that you saw earlier.
Yeah, as soon as I'm in there, I'm like, there's no time for pleasantries. There's no time to put on a seatbelt. Just slip in and just
drive.
Yeah, as soon as their feet are not like on the ground and they're halfway like in the car, she's already like hitting the gas. We're leaving. We're out of here.
Right. So you squeal. They both pile into the car and the tires spin and you take off. Are you still going sort of, pointed yourself in the general direction of the tower?
Sort of, but she's also looking for a way to get flipped back around to head back towards the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, Ben is just like in the back seat, wet from the rain, like just gasping. His eyes wide, probably from drugs. And also fear.
I can't explain it, but Benji suddenly showed up, and I think he saved my life. He drew a picture. Fuck.
Well, that's what he fucking does, isn't it?
No, it was
Why are you
different.
drawing pictures if you're supposed to be escaping? I don't.
That's what I said. I said, why are you drawing pictures? And you're supposed to be escaping, but he did it. And
Fuck, worked, didn't it? And he has like he's got like his head in between his knees, like looking down at the floorboard, just like still heaving.
Yeah, you got a newfound appreciation from Monet, and she like puts an arm around you and rubs your back a little bit.
Oh yes.
Wait, that's Ben back there, right? Like that, like haven't seen him in a while, Ben, right?
Mm-hmm. Oi.
What the fuck?
Clutch.
They all look older. Do I look older? Are we in 2002?
We are in 2002. You look like you looked in 1972. All of you realize this sort of at the same moment.
Oh no, he does. I didn't know.
I asked it in chat like an hour ago.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Shit.
But Clutch, this distraction causes you to react slowly. I'm not going to give you your edge as a driver. That's going to be your penalty, but I won't negate, or I won't take away from your act under pressure roll, as it looks like a girl, like 12 perhaps, has just started out in front of your car. You need to act under pressure to slam on the brakes.
Oh shit! I roll like
I can run her over.
Okay. Oh wait, hold on. Let me just double check something really quick. Yep, I'm still fucked. Okay, here we go. Oh, yay! Oh, yes! Oh, thank you. Oh, that's the first good roll I've had in months.
You slam on the brakes. Everybody is thrown forward in the car. There is a slight thud on the front of the car. You hit her, but you probably didn't hit her too hard, but you can't see her. She's not there. She must have fallen in front of the car.
Oh, fucking hell. Where
Well,
the
keep
fuck did
going.
she come from?
Jesus, Clutch. Is she okay?
Who
Where did
fucking
we come
cares?
from? Why did
Keep
someone attack my
moving.
house? Why was I kidnapped? Why is Benji look like he did in 1972? We don't have answers to some of these questions, but we're gonna keep fucking going.
It's a 12-year-old girl, Monet.
Clutch,
She got hit.
You see a little hand come up over the front of the hood of the car, and the girl stands up in the pouring rain, her hair straight down.
See, she's fine. Run over her again.
She looks pretty sickly, and you can also see that there are a lot more people in the road behind her. Like, a lot. There's some beside you, and as all of you look out the windows, you see that the car is surrounded.
I definitely hit that power lock button.
What is happening? What's going on? You said like I did in 1972, and he like looks at Monet.
I want to reach over the middle console and pop those dice.
You're gonna hit my dice?
I want to smack them. So if there's anything I remember from 1972, it's that those dice got us out of more than one or two hairy situations, and that's what I can think of right now.
I love it. And that is the perfect way to do a focus zoom, or fade out, the spot fade, as Monet reaches up across the seat. Because it's so funny to me that your car is like completely surrounded with probably 50 of these mad people. And Ben says, "Did you see the way we're all dressed?" And Monet's like, "Nope." Monet's like, "Nope. Reset. Slap."
Try that again. No
The
way.
dice. I love it. No, we're going to end the episode tonight because we're already a little bit over time. And that was so much fun. And I got you all back together in a beautiful, beautiful Novaville, which I think is a place that you are all going to just love. So awesome. Thank you so much to my wonderful players. Let me sort myself out. Even when I work online, I have stuff laying all over the place. Oh, what are we gonna do? I don't even know where to start. Let's start with Ben, who seems to be a little bit floored by this time travel thing in the moment. Did you learn anything new tonight, Ben? And after you answer that, then of course tell us who plays Ben and where can we find about that wonderful person.
Jeez. Yeah. I think Ben learned a few things. He saw a swap dealer, so that's just an experience in and of itself. He found out that, I guess, 2002 Ben knows that he has these powers with the paint. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe some type of like time difference changed his brain. So he learned that, and that was cool.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the roleplay exercise when new Ben comes face to face with old Ben.
I'm gonna do like a Paul Rudd situation.
It's gonna be great.
Play myself. That's cool. But yeah, hello, hi. My name is Krista, and I play Benjamin. You can find me on the Instagram at Krista the Barista. You can also find me on Twitter at Krista with a bunch of obnoxious E's. I'm also, get this, Izzy, I'm also on the Discord. Go check out our Discord. I've never said that before. Please go look at our Discord. So yeah.
Outstanding. Excellent. And yeah, so let's jump down to Monet, who you had to find out what was going to happen after you got kidnapped, and now you do.
No, don't miss a session.
Better worse. Oh, and here's
you or kidnap you.
Here's a freebie bonus question for you, just because I'm curious. Only because the entire situation hasn't played out yet. But so far on the swap dealer scale, Jaylee, having been a player, having dealt with the swap dealer before, do you think Ben's getting off a little easy with his having to go fetch
Interesting, because I just had to fetch a kidney.
from a child?
Ben has to murder someone. Yes, from a child, and it was this whole deal. So, that's hard to say.
Yeah.
That is hard to say.
Food for thought.
Do I have to murder someone, or do I just have to get the drugs?
I thought you
You
had
have
to
to get
kill Myth.
drugs.
No, that myth
No, I
was the
chose
option.
drugs.
Yeah, it was an either or thing.
Oh, okay. You just have to get drugs. Yeah, he got off easy. Harvey
Listen,
Winston.
you
is
know
just
that
a
there's
sweet
gonna
little
be
bub.
more complications than
His
just
gay
hey, go
ass
grab
just wants to be popular.
Oh, I love it.
Ben loves drugs. Of course he'll get drugs. Harvey doesn't love taking kidneys out of children.
No.
Okay, well, I'll
Or-
take that
Or,
point.
or night clubbing with Charlie Sheen. Those are both
Yeah.
not high
We'll
on
avoid
Harvey
that.
Winston's list. Yeah.
Man. Have we discovered anything new about the truth? I think this is my first time actually like seeing firsthand the time traveling abilities of the truth, because when we jumped before, didn't we we weren't fully aware that we had jumped?
Yeah, because it wasn't
so
really
seeing Ben-
it wasn't really a jump. There was a split that happened that
Yeah,
you
so now
didn't-
I
you
know
didn't
that
know. Right.
not only is it spooky monsters, but time travel.
Mm.
Have we learned anything new about our characters?
You don't have to do all three. Just one's
Yeah.
fine.
I'll think about those other two. Yeah, you can find me on the Discord. Join the Discord. And Twitter and Instagram at Jahoy_matey. Also, of course, we have exciting new things coming to the channel, and I'm working on the 4 PCs and a podcast. It's a Dungeon World podcast. It's coming along. I'm finally started editing it, finally started getting it together, and it's ridiculous. And my voice is so young. And I stumble over my words, and I'm a new DM, but I have such a supportive group of people here on the channel. If you are a creative person and you want to step into what we do and hear more about what we do, no matter your skill as a dungeon master or a player, come join us. And go give us money on our Patreon, and you could possibly be an NPC in that podcast. We need to set another recording session soon, you guys, but it's coming along, and I'm really excited about it. And Curtis is giving me a wonderful medium in order to share this big story that I have in mind. But we'll see if they can stop fucking around all the time and actually get going somewhere. Maybe we'll see the story. Maybe it'll be 300 episodes. Who knows?
I blame Duke for starting that trend in his show of characters running off and doing ridiculous things on Renaissance City. That's what his guys did. They went actually car shopping. It was hilarious.
Are you guys gonna rest at any point? I don't know.
Yes, absolutely wonderful. Well, we're excited about it. And yes, and if there was no other reason than giving us money, then I can hire a sound editor and who can help take some of the load off of Jaylee and help her out, and then get her stuff out faster. So that's always fun stuff. We're learning a brand new art form from the pencils up in a way. So it's a challenge and fun, and a challenge and a chore and fun and all of the above at all times. But we're excited about it. And the other person who is with me in that very podcast, this is the great segue to go right next door to Liam O'Malley, aka Chris Cipher.
Hello.
Did you learn anything new about your character tonight?
That honestly, yeah, because I kind of just went ahead and filled in some of the intervening 30 years with the O'Malleys and Clutch. They stayed tight.
Yeah.
That was new.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. You guys had relationship building tonight.
Yeah.
You can keep that +1, by the way.
Yeah, I think it's a
Oh, we're
permanent.
going to.
Yeah.
We're friends now.
We're
nice.
besties, y'all.
That's wonderful.
My name is Chris Stonecipher. You can find me on Twitter and technically Twitch, even though I finally started my The Last of Us
Yeah.
run, but I didn't stream it. And I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because like after that opening sequence, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to play this on stream, or I'm going to be crying like a bitch the whole
So
time.
good.
So good.
It's so
Don't get
good.
Jilly and I started.
Oh my god. So good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
That's what
I
we do.
probably will not be playing that on my Twitch channel, but you can still follow me on Twitter at Chris Stonecipher, all one word, just one S in the middle. You can follow my cat Mew Jackman on Instagram at the greatest meowman. But I haven't updated anything on his Instagram in quite some time. You saw Margaret Catwood earlier; she made a brief appearance. Other than that, definitely make sure you go join the Discord. Get in on the NPC creation by joining Patreon, throwing us as little as $1 a month for all kinds of really cool stuff, including getting yourself made into an NPC for 4 PCs and a podcast, which is so much fun. And I've been helping Jaylee do some of the editing for that as well, and it's so much fun to listen to again. Even though I was obviously present for all of the recording sessions so far, it's still so much fun to listen to it again.
Yes, that's when you know it's good. Outstanding. I love it. We're all excited about it. Thank you, Chris. And we've all plugged our Discord. So, well, I haven't yet, but I go last. So that's a great way to go to the leader of our Discord on the mega scale. Izzy, of course, is our Discord ambassador, but our social director and leader of all of that also is Clutch.
Hi, my name is Erica Moore. You can find me on most social medias at EricaInMore97. I post some stuff. Sometimes it's weird, sometimes it's not, but come check it out anyways. As Curtis said, I am the social director here at TTRP Theater, which means join our Discord. Izzy is disgracing my fuzzy dice right now in the chat about Discord. And some exciting things are we are looking for a social media assistant for here on out. So if you want to come help Curtis and I with our little social media pages,
It's legit.
that would be great. It is legit. We're looking for an intern for now through the end of the summer, and then leading into winter, there might be some.
Yeah, I need somebody to tweet like all the time. Tweet about D&D stuff and nerd stuff. And
Well, Chris can only do so much.
yeah, Chris is pretty good, and I would love to have like another Chris in my pocket who would just tweet stuff for me all day long. But
that's what we need.
so
but
yeah, we need one. And
Yes.
if you can bring in subs and Patreons, then I'll throw you some money too.
So come hang out with Curtis and I because we're cool. We'll get you all set up. Other than that,
Did Clutch learn anything new tonight?
let's see. I learned all sorts of stuff. I learned that I personally can't roll for shit because of where my stats are at. I also learned that sometimes the truth is a pain in the ass and it doesn't actually do what you want it to do, and instead it just derails a whole car ride.
I roll pretty bad too. You should wait till you hear the sessions of the experiment. I think I rolled above a 9 twice.
Ooh, that's how it's starting to look for me. But you know what? It's okay. We're gonna go with it.
All right.
Oh,
well,
here's a fun little tidbit, just real quick, because I
Yeah.
got to talk about it. Joel was born in 1972.
well,
Isn't that a fun little
Yeah.
treasure trove that I found today?
that's the same year I was born.
Anyways, that's all I got.
For reals.
For real.
Thank you, Erica. We love you. Thank all of you for coming and playing. Thank all of you out there who came and watched tonight or are watching us in the future. I want to give a special shout out to Matthew Dawkins for his contribution in this little leg of their adventure that I have called Chapter 2, The Summit. they have no idea what's in store for them, but I think they'll have a little bit of fun. A couple of things coming up because we are approaching our 1-year anniversary since the very first stream, Greyhawk City, Shadows of the Gem, so long ago. Man, I really had my heart set on that. Greyhawk channel doesn't even stream anymore. They've been dead for like months. So
We beat him.
yeah,
We
I
did
win. I win. All I wanted, Greyhawk, was to stream my thing on your channel, and you didn't want to. That's all right. God bless you. I hope you're all out there having fun. I've seen some of them on other streams, so that's good. So yeah, 1 year on June the 7th. We've got. I keep bumping my mic. We got some. It's in a new position tonight. I have to get used to it. Some great things planned. First thing, speaking of Patreon, let me put this out there. Our patrons game. It's an unstreamed game just for fun, available to anybody who gives us money as a show of appreciation to come have some fun and laugh at me try to dungeon master D&D 5e because I'm not that good at it. I go KULT and just like pull shit out of my ass and forget to roll dice because now I'm completely spoiled that I don't have to roll dice. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to do that. And they are just about to like get into a dungeon and they're going to need help because this is an old school module and they were way out of balance. So you can jump in at any time. It's set up for ease. If you just want to like go play one session and then dive out for the rest, you can do that. It is that flexible. It's simply just for fun and laughs for our community members to just sort of hang out for a few hours on a Sunday and play some Dungeons and Dragons in an old school module. That happens this Sunday. Monday night, there is no D&D DT because they're on a bi-weekly schedule, but we are having our special one-shot of the Troubleshooters in conjunction with Helmgast and Penny for a Tale. We're going to have a guest DM. I believe Mitchell from Penny for a Tale is going to be our guest dungeon master and run us through the new starter scenario for the Troubleshooters, which is currently in Kickstarter until next week. It is a really cool game based on the sort of Franco-Belgian European comics from the 60s, sort of a Mod Squad kind of silly high adventure with over-the-top villains and inept law enforcement. So let the hijinks ensue. It's just perfect for some of us to do. That is a special thing that we're doing to help promote that. I feel very happy that Helmgast and those guys picked us to help promote that. And that's going to be Monday night at 7. Probably won't be a huge stream, but come watch that. And then what other stuff we got coming up? Oh, well, the anniversary is then the next Sunday after that on the 7th. And we're going to have a special stream that night, another lighthearted stream of Lasers and Feelings, which is a game that we've played with a couple of times. And I have secured a couple of guests, Austin and Olivia, who were in our first stream with us with Greyhawk City, or at least in that first. I'm not sure if they were exactly in the very first stream, but they were in that first show. They're part of the beginning of what we're doing. So they are coming along with us as well. So that should be a shit ton of fun. I was trying to think of some sort of space metaphor, but a shit ton of fun is what comes to mind. So that's what I'm going to go with. So that's some of the fun stuff that we got coming up. Podcasts are coming up. Also on our anniversary, TTRPtheater.com goes live, as well as all of our podcasts. Well, not all of our podcasts. The Experiment will come out, and all of the Renaissance City episodes will be available on all of your favorite podcasting forums, including Stitcher, iTunes, SoundCloud, all those. A real legit podcast situation. So You don't have to watch it through YouTube. So fun stuff here at TTRP Theater. And that's all I'm going to say because I have a new credit reel to roll at the end. All new stuff. Everybody got a refresh look today. If you haven't watched the other streams, all the other streams got refreshes this week too. So Curtis has been busy getting ready for the new year. Lots of fun. So, all right, ramble. That's all I got to say. Did I forget anything? Probably not. They're saying, yeah, you forgot to
Sounds
shut the
good to
fuck
me.
up. Right.
You said it, but
All right, then from all of us here at the theater to all of you out there, good night, sweet dreams. We love you.
Good night,
Good
sweet
Good
dreams.
night.
Love
Sweet
you.
dreams.
Love you.
And we love you.
It's ASMR up in here.